2024, late 2023, I posted a video on YouTube where I talked about some life hacks that I thought could be useful to people. Now, I kind of see that video nowadays as like kind of a starting baby video, starter pack video, because all I did in that video was kind of talk about things that have to do with like your health and stuff like that. I didn't really go into depth with that video in terms of like hacks. So right now, I want to make a video talking about some underrated life hacks that I think are underrated, that I think may be useful to people. You may have heard of these life hacks before, so they might not be underrated to you, or they might not be underrated at all, but I'm gonna try, and hopefully you may learn something new or something that you never knew before, and we'll see what happens. I might just be chatting in this video and make no sense, so hopefully I do make some sense in this video. But anyways, let's begin. So I have them written on my phone about the life hacks. Hopefully I'm just gonna go each one by one and talk about them. So if you see me look at my phone all the time or a lot of times in this video, that's what I'm doing. I'm just reading the life hacks. Life hacks, 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 life hacks. Life hack number one. And this may be somewhat, I wouldn't say controversial, but it may be a touchy subject for somebody, but I'm just gonna say it anyways. The first life hack that I have is to trust God. And everything you do, everything you decide to do, choose to do, please trust God. Please pray to Him and let Him steer you to what you have in your life, good things in your life. I know I do have some people watching the videos on this channel that may have a different belief system than me. I'm personally Christian, but I know that there's somebody who's watching, there are people watching that may not be Christian or may not believe in God at all. I am aware and want to be respectful to other people who have other religions or other belief systems that watches this channel. So all that I want to say on that is do what you think is best for you. But if you are somebody who believes in God, please trust in Him. Please pray to Him. Please let Him steer you in the direction of your life, show you the ways of your life that will benefit your life in every way possible, because you do want positivity and good things and blessings remaining in your life, and that comes from Him. So that is life hack number one. Life hack number two. Let me look at my phone notes for it. Life hack number two is stop, drop, roll. Yes, stop, drop, roll. I don't know if you're somebody like me who grew up in the early 2000s and was a kid in the early 2000s, where we learned about fire safety, and one of those things about fire safety was to learn how to stop, drop, roll. If you don't know what stop, drop, roll is, if you don't live in the United States of America like I do, or you may have learned about fire safety in your country, but you may have never learned the concept of stop, drop, roll. It's basically when, let's say, you're on fire or your clothes that you're wearing are on fire. What we were taught as kids in the United States of America regarding fire safety is that you stop where you are if you're walking or running at that point, drop to the floor, and basically start rolling over, like literally roll on your backside, on your stomach. Just keep rolling over back and forth until you put out your clothes. Now, hopefully by that time, somebody may have spotted you on the floor and they're probably going to use a fire extinguisher or some water to put you out. But if that is not the case, Stop, drop, roll is basically trying to put your clothes or yourself out from being on fire. That's the safest and quickest thing you can do if you're on fire and you don't have any water or a fire extinguisher near you. So please, if you're ever on fire or your clothes that you're wearing on fire, please remember to stop, drop, and roll. Life hack number 3. Don't talk to strangers. Now, I wouldn't say that's an underrated life hack, but we all know, we as people in a society that we live in, we know about the concept of not to talk to strangers. People teach their kids not to talk to strangers, and as an adult, you've come to find yourself not really talking to strangers either. But the reason why I put this on the list is because you kind of never know who's watching you, in terms of somebody who may not have good intentions about you, who may be out in your surroundings or your area that's looking at you and watching you. So I would say to please be on the lookout of your surroundings. And if somebody comes up to you all of a sudden with this kind of weird vibe about them, don't really talk to them. I wouldn't talk to them personally if they have weird vibes. Now, of course, people come up to each other all the time to introduce themselves, make friends with people, communicate and cohort with people, and that's of course normal and okay. But if you have this kind of gut feeling, I would say, if you get this gut feeling about somebody that I don't think that they're right, something about them just is off and isn't right, and they're trying to make a point to try to communicate with you and get to know you, and you have this kind of ill feeling about them, don't talk to them. They might have some malice intentions about them and about you that they're trying to play out on you, and that's not okay. So please be aware of your surroundings, and if you have a bad feeling about somebody, don't talk to strangers. Life hack number 4. Life hack number 4 is to wash your hands after, or rather before, every meal. Wash your hands before every single meal. Let me tell you, I have been doing that for the past 5 years now. I wash my hands before I eat any meal. That's before breakfast, that's before lunch, that's before dinner, sometimes even before a snack. And let me tell you, that has kept me cold free for a very, very long time. I have not really caught that many colds because of me washing my hands before every single meal that I eat. Yes, it is a game changer. It is a life changer. Please wash your hands before every single meal, because if you don't know, when you're washing your hands, you're actually physically washing the germs off of your hands with soap. You're actually like literally taking the germs off of your hands with the soap. The soap is cleansing your hands of the germs and loosening up the germs on your hands. And as you're washing them, you're actually like screwing them, shooing them away over your hands with the soap. The soap is cleaning your hands, but you're actually washing the germs off of your hands with the soap. So, with that being said, that's why I believe that it's important for you, everyone, to please wash their hands before every single meal, especially when you're eating, because when you're eating, you may be putting your hands in your mouth, you're using your hands to break off your food or putting your hands on your food, and if you're not washing your hands before the meal, you have germs on your hands that you're putting on the food and that you're putting in your mouth, and that's the easiest way that most people get sick. So please wash your hands before every single meal. That's one way that you can prevent yourself from getting germs, from getting sick. If you don't have a sink near you, or if you can't wash your hands, please use some hand sanitizer, and please make sure that it's not a hand sanitizer that has an agent in it that could cause cancer. I'm gonna have to look that up, where there's an agent apparently in some hand sanitizers that can cause cancer. But what I would say use is Purell, the company Purell. That is the hand sanitizer that me and my family use. So Please wash your hands before every single meal. And if you can't wash your hands, please use a hand sanitizer before every single meal to keep the germs off of your hands and that you don't get sick with a cold or the flu in any sort of way. Life hack number 5. Life hack number 5 is to cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze. I know, that's so obvious. That's definitely not an underrated life hack. But a lot of people surprisingly don't really do that. They don't really cover their mouths when they cough or sneeze. And as most people know, that when you're coughing or sneezing, all of that stuff or germs or snot or saliva or all of that stuff is actually going out into the air when you're coughing or sneezing, and that's how it transfers to other people. So I would please be aware of knowing to cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze. If you can't do like this with your elbow, because I usually do like this with my elbow, because when you cough or sneeze inside of your hand, that's actually germs getting onto your hands. And if you touch somebody or touch something, that's a way that germs also transfer. But when I cough or sneeze, I try my best to do like this with my elbow so that I'm not passing germs into the air or transferring germs into the air or on my hand. And also, of course, if you have a tissue or some tissue near you, to please use that. Just cough or sneeze into the tissue. Life hack number 6. Drink fluids when you're sick. Let me tell you, please drink fluids when you're sick. Whether it's soda, whether it's juice, whether it's water, make sure the water is ice cold. Please drink fluids when you're sick. Because if you don't know, this is actually a life hack in itself. When you're drinking fluids when you're sick, you're actually making the germ or the virus that's making you sick go through your body and come out of you when you urinate. So when you're drinking a whole bunch of fluids, that's making the virus go through you faster. You're actually pushing the virus out of you faster, or with like a current of liquids into your body so that you can urinate it out of yourself. Is that even a word? Urinating it? Urinate it. You're urinating it out of your body so that it's not in your body anymore. And that's how you will start going through the process of actually getting better and feeling better. Of course, take medicine. Taking medicine helps with keeping down a fever if you have a fever when you're sick. It also gets rid of any coughs or sneezes that you're having frequently inside of your body, or any congestions that you're having inside of your body. But another good skill to do when you're sick is to drink a lot of fluids when you're sick in order to get that virus out of you so that it can go through your body out of you. And also, of course, it's helping your fever go down as well if you're having a fever when you're sick. Drinking a lot of liquids keep your fever down, which is why I say drink stuff that's cold when you're sick as well. Drink cold juices, cold sodas, cold water, eat ice cream, eat popsicles, all of that good stuff, so that you're making sure that the fever that you're having inside of your body doesn't raise up and you get sicker, and you might have to even go to the doctor's office or the hospital for a fever. So please drink a lot of cold fluids when you're sick. Life hack number 7. Walk away from the road on the sidewalk. Now, if you know about older times, kind of like older times before the 1970s, a lot of people, when it was a man and a woman walking together, usually the woman would be on the side of the sidewalk where the houses or the buildings were, and then the man would be on the sidewalk where the cars would be closer. This is actually a life hack in itself, because the reason why people used to do that was, of course, etiquette reasons and traditional values, but also if, let's say, a car came and could have potentially hit either one of them, the car was going to hit the man first. It could possibly miss the woman. Now, I know nobody's like that nowadays. Nobody wants to get hit by a car, of course. But When you're walking on the sidewalk, try not to walk on the part of the sidewalk where it's closer to the cars. Walk away and walk on the sidewalk where you're closer to like the houses and the buildings and the garden and the front yard. So that way you're keeping distance away from the area where the cars were. So let's say if a car comes at you, gets out of control, it could potentially not hit you. Of course, anybody is going to start running away from the car if they see a car coming towards them. But just in case, to make sure with more protocol, just walk away from the area where the cars are not around you, so close up to you. Walk on the area of the sidewalk where you're near the houses, so you could potentially be missed by a car if a car comes swerving out of control. Life hack number 8. Life hack number 8 is to drink something always when you're eating. A lot of people don't drink when they're eating food, especially if they're eating something quick. Like, let's say you're just up eating a bag of chips or a hot dog or a piece of candy. Of course, you're not going to really drink anything with that because you think to yourself, this is something super quick that I'm eating. I'm just going to eat it and then be done with it. But let me tell you, everyone, you do not know when you can potentially choke on something while you're eating it. So that's why I say to please, 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 please have something to drink when you're eating it. Whether you're eating anything, whether it's candy, whether it's chips, whether it's a quick hot dog, or if you're eating a meal, please have something with you to drink when you're eating. You do not want to get choked on any piece of food and you don't have anything to drink, and there you are choking, trying to swallow, trying to get it out of your throat, trying to clear your throat, and nothing's working. Please have something to drink when you're eating. Hack number 9. Life hack number 9 is to clean a cut as soon as you get it. And when I say cut, I mean like a scab, a scrape, or a scar, a paper cut, any kind of like cut you get on your skin, whether it be your arms, your legs, your feet, your face, your hands, other parts of your body, anywhere. Whenever you get a cut, as soon as you get the cut, if you can, please clean the cut with alcohol, with Neosporin, with soap and water, and then put a bandage over it if you have a band-aid. You cannot want, or I'll say, you do not want to just leave a cut or a scar or a scrap or a scrape open, because that gives the possibility of an outside germs in the area or the atmosphere to get into your cut or scar and potentially make you sick. You can get an infection really easy like that. So please, if you have a paper cut, please, or any type of cut rather, paper cut, scab, scrape, scar from injuring yourself outside. Let's say you injure yourself with a tool and you get cut or get a wound. Please, by all means, if you can, clean that cut or that scar or that scab or that scrape as soon as possible. You don't want to get an infection in your body and can potentially make you sick. Life hack number 10. Life hack number 10, waking up early. If you possibly can, try to wake up early each and every day to get your day started. Now, I'm going to be real with everyone right now. I am not a morning person at all. I will snooze. I will sleep in it if I can. Especially on the weekend, I am getting my sleep in from a long weeks of work. So please, 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 if you possibly are not like me and you're not really a morning person, if you are a morning person and you do see yourself finding yourself being able to wake up naturally early in the morning, get up and get ready and get your day started. Most productive people usually wake up early to get their day started, and that usually helps with you're having more hours in a day to do the things that you need or want to do, and you might even have some hours left in the day to potentially just relax because you've done everything that you needed to do early in the morning. So if you by chance find yourself waking up early a lot, I would say just go ahead and get up. Try to push yourself to get up. I try to push myself to get up, even though I fail more times than not. I do try to push myself to wake up early and get up early to be more productive. So try to push yourself as best as you can to wake up early, to get your day started, to get productive, and do the things that you want or need to do so that you'll have more time in the day to do the fun stuff that you like to do all the time. Life hack number 11. Don't tell a lie. Now, I feel like lying is inevitable. Everyone tells a lie. Everybody have told a lie before. They say that if somebody says that they've never told a lie before, they're lying. They're lying right there. Lying is inevitable. Everybody has told a lie probably once in their life, but try your best to not tell a lie. I think the saying goes that if you always tell the truth and don't tell a lie, you won't have to remember anything. In order to find yourself not being caught up in a web of stuff that you have to remember because you told a lie, don't tell a lie. The truth is always the best thing to do. Always tell the truth, even if you feel like telling the truth might potentially get you in trouble with something or someone. I would just say to please tell the truth no matter what. It's better for somebody or something or yourself to know the truth rather than go based off of a lie and go through life based off of lies. Nobody should deserve having a lie told to them, especially when it comes to something important. Try your best to always tell the truth and not to lie, because the truth will set you free. Life hack number 12. Life hack number 12. Life hack number 12, and this might sound so weird, but life hack number 12 is to wet your body first. You're probably like, what are you talking about? What do you mean wet your body first? I'm talking about shaving, when you wash your face, when you're putting on makeup, if you're somebody who wears makeup, whatever it may do, or whenever you may do in terms of using some tool on your body and you're starting out on your body with a dry canvas, that might potentially hurt, don't you think? So that's why I say to wet your body first. Even if it's just a couple of splashes of water on your face or on your body, please wet your body first so that your skin or the hairs on your skin, if you're shaving, whether it's shaving your face or shaving your body, is wet and damp, so you're not starting on a dry, cracked, maybe potentially hurting canvas of your body where it may feel uncomfortable when you're dry shaving or when you're dry washing your face versus when you're shaving when it's wet or when you're washing your face when it's wet. Life hack number 13. Life hack number 13 is to know how to swim, cook, ride a bike, and drive. Okay, so when it comes to swimming, cooking, riding a bike, and driving, I find those 4 things are things that everybody, whether you're a guy or a girl, whether you're young or you're old, no matter who you are, I find those 4 activities that I think everyone should know how to do for survival. First thing, swimming. Let's say you're doing an activity or you're at an event with bodies of water around you. If you don't know how to swim, what if you potentially fall into that water or somebody pushes you into the water like a lot of people do and you don't know how to swim? You could easily drown, or you have the potential of drowning if you're not easily drowning. So please learn how to swim. That's something that I wish I knew how to do. That's actually something that I don't know how to do. I don't know how to swim, and I also don't know how to ride a bike. I wish I knew how to do those 2 things because I feel like I would have been a good swimmer, and I feel like I may have been able to easily ride a bike, but I don't know how to do that. So I wish that I could have learned that. Never too late though. It's never too late to learn these 4 things either. That's the good thing about these 4 things. Never too late to learn these 4 things. Even if you're at an adult age, you can still learn these 4 things. Second thing, learning how to cook. You don't know if there will always be somebody around you to cook your food, if you have somebody cooking your food. Even if it's just learning how to make the things that you like to eat. It doesn't have to be big, extravagant meals that people on TV who are chefs and cooks know how to make, or people who are in the cooking industry know how to make, or how your mom or your grandmother or your aunt or your sister or your dad or your uncle or your grandfather or your brother knows how to make. It can just be the simple things that you like to eat. Please know how to make them. Please learn how to make them if you don't know how to make them already. Because you don't want to be anywhere alone and you don't have anybody there to cook for you, and you might not be able to eat out and you're just there with a bunch of ingredients not knowing what to do with them. Cooking is vital. It's a cool skill to learn. So please know how to cook. Third thing, riding a bike. There might not always be a car waiting for you to get in and drive. So please know how to ride a bike or learn how to ride a bike if you can. I know that riding a bike takes balance, and I'm not always good at balancing stuff. So that's the reason why I never learned how to ride a bike. Also, I just kind of let my bike sit there when I did have a bike. My parents bought me a bike for I think that was my 8th birthday, and I could have used that bike literally until I was like 13 years old. That's how big that bike was. But I never got on the bike. I never learned how to use it. And so we decided to give it to one of my neighbors, our neighbors in our neighborhood, and they used it. But when it comes to riding a bike, once again, you may not be in an area where there's a car waiting for you to get in and drive if you have to get away from someone or something, or have to go somewhere. So you need to know how to ride a bike, just potentially if you need to get a few groceries, or if, let's say, your car is stranded and you need to get gasoline, petroleum from the local petroleum store or gas station, and you need to come back with it. You may need, or you may have a bike in your car that you can get out and just ride it and get what you need to get, or if you just need to take a quick errand to come back home. Also, riding a bike can be somewhat fun. I think that riding a bike is good exercise for people who know how to ride a bike. So yes, if you do know how to ride a bike, that's a good skill to know how to do. It can be a good little skill of transportation to have if you can't drive anywhere. Fourth thing is driving. Okay, everybody usually knows how to drive. There's a lot of people in this world that knows how to drive. 10 millions of people know how to drive. Knowing how to drive for yourself is a good skill. Once again, like how to ride a bike for yourself, because it's another mode of transportation. You might not have a way to get a taxi or an Uber or a Lyft getting near you. You might not be with somebody who usually does all the driving when you guys are together. You might be somewhere out on your own, all alone. So learning how to drive is a good skill to have. When you're out alone, you have a car near you, but there's nobody else out there, and you might not potentially be able to get an Uber or a Lyft or a taxi. Knowing how to drive might help you in transportation. Fact number 14. Life hack number 14 is to listen to your body's signals and signs if you feel something wrong. We as people often, or I wouldn't say often, but there are some times when we as people might get some kind of weird feeling or hurting feeling or sore feeling in our body. And it might be something potentially letting you know that something's going on inside your body. Now, of course, that's not always the case. Let's say if your chest hurts, your leg hurts, you get an aching knee, your throat hurts, your headaches, you have a headache. You might have this weird funny feeling in your arm or your elbow or in your eye or your nose, wherever it may be, and it just goes away after an hour. Look at that. Me having a funny scratchy feeling on my eye. It might go away after an hour or a couple of minutes, and then you don't have to worry about it anymore. It was just weird feeling. But if you have a feeling inside of your body that is lasting more than a week, please go to the doctor. Please go to the hospital. There might be something wrong. You might want to get checked out. That might be your way or your body's way of telling you, hey, something's going on with me. Please go get checked by a doctor or the hospital to make sure that you and I are okay. Your body, that is. you and your body is okay. Life hack number 15. Life hack number 15 is when traveling, always bring a first aid kit, medicine, some snacks from your own area of residence, and cleaning supplies. Yes, you guys, you want to, when you're traveling, please bring a first aid kit, medicine, some snacks from your own area or where you live at, and some cleaning supplies. These are things that I would put in a travel bag or a travel pack so I can have just in case. You never know when you're traveling, you might get sick, you might be in an area where it's kind of dirty and you might want to clean it before even using anything in it. Or you might not be able to get some food right then from the area that you're traveling at. And so you'll have those little snacks to eat until you can potentially get to another place that you're traveling at where there's food and restaurants and good things to eat at. I feel like when it comes to traveling, having these little things inside of like a tool bag, or not a tool bag, oh my gosh, a travel bag. A travel bag. Having these things in a travel bag are just things or essentials that you have to just keep yourself safe just in case something happens while you're traveling. So always pack medicine and a first aid kit in case you get sick or injured. Pack some food or some snacks that you love from where you live at to bring with you on your trip just in case you get hungry and you can't get to an area where there's food or a restaurant anywhere near you. And also bring some cleaning supplies just in case you need to clean your hands or you need to clean a place that you're at while you're traveling that looks kind of dirty or kind of infected and you don't want to get any germs on you like that. Usually places that travel at, make sure that the places that tourism and tourists will be at are clean and disinfected, and people do a good job, but you never know if you might go somewhere else while you're traveling that might not be as clean. So just in case, please pack these things. You never know. You never know. Life hack number 16. We're on life hack number 16, everyone. Okay, so for number 16, this life hack may be a bit controversial, but let me try to explain it. If you are to ever fall from a distance, let's say you're falling from a building or a very high up place, bend your knees when falling, try to grab something, try to break your fall by landing on objects when falling, and of course, landing on your feet. Okay, I know that when it comes to falling, if someone potentially falls from a very, very, very high building, let's say 24 floors building, they might not survive, okay? They might not survive. Usually a lot of people don't survive falling from a high up area or a building that's that high. But let's say you're falling from a 2-floor building. Try your best to land on your feet. Let me tell you, when you're landing on your feet, you're potentially trying to break your fall so that you potentially don't land on another part of your body where it could kill you. I'm going to have to pull up a wiki article or an article that explains more about landing on your feet and how to land on your feet in order to survive a fall. But when you're landing on your feet, it's potentially just breaking your fall so that you once again don't land on a part of your body that could kill you. Of course, we as people, we're standing on our feet. So if you are to fall and land on your feet, you're gonna probably potentially still be standing. Bending your knees is helping you keep composure onto your fall so that you're balancing yourself when you're landing. Now, when it comes to landing on your feet, also hold your head when landing because you're falling from a distance that might potentially knock you out or make you unconscious. And if you're gonna fall back, you don't want to fall back and land on your head, which that can kill you as well. So if you can remember, try to hold your head when you're landing on your feet. So if that you do fall back, you could potentially be holding your head and not scraping your head to where it can kill you or knock you out or have you paralyzed in a way. I know this sounds really controversial, but this could potentially save your life just in case you fall from a distance of a building where you are maybe somewhat, say, 2 floors, 3 floors up high. But what I suggest is the best thing to do is to stay away from anything that can potentially you falling over of. For example, stay away from ledges, from balconies, especially if you're somebody who has been drinking alcohol or any other substances. Please do not drink alcohol or any sorts of substances and go in an area where there's a balcony or a ledge. You could easily fall that way. Also, if you're somebody who's afraid of heights, don't go on anything that's high up and is out in the open, especially if it's out in the open. If you're somebody who's afraid of heights, don't go on something that's high up because you're scared of it. And you can potentially get so scared where you might lose your balance and fall over it, especially if that area is all open, out in the open. There's no guardrails, there's nothing that can keep you in a distance of potentially you falling over it or falling off of it. Please, please, please just be careful when you're on high up places. Please don't be drinking when you're up on high up places and acting goofy. Just please keep yourself safe when you're up high. Talking from somebody who's afraid of heights myself, you want to be safe when you're up on high up places, especially if you might have to be up on a high up place because you don't want to fall and injure yourself or potentially kill yourself. Please be safe and be careful. Hack 17. This is life hack number 17. If you travel to a different country, know the country's language. Of course, we have many of little services on the line when you're going to a tourist attraction that allows you to speak with the people who are the locals of the country and their native language. But I find that it is kind of helpful and useful that if you already know the country's language when you're traveling to that country, that way you might feel more comfortable and more easier to try to talk to the people who are the locals of the country because you know their language. You know what they're saying, you can understand them, you can communicate them. So I find that's a useful skill to have, that when you're traveling to a country's language, or if you're traveling to a country rather, when you're traveling to a country, to know the country's language, what they're speaking, so that it can be more comfortable and easier for you as you're traveling throughout the country to talk to people, to find out where things are, and for it to be better, easier for you to communicate and understand everybody and the things that are in the country that you're traveling to. Life hack number 18. If you have a special skill or a special talent that has the potential of being a career, work on making that special skill or talent a career if you want to. I find that we as people a lot have special talents and special skills that can potentially be careers for us that we often don't act on and we just let it pass by. For instance, if you're somebody who has a good singing voice, you have people telling you all the time, oh, hey, your voice sounds really nice. I really like your singing voice. You might have the potential of being a singer. Let's say you're somebody who dances very well. You have a talent of dancing, you're a good dancer. Let's say you're somebody who's good at sports. You've always been good at sports. You've always had the core strength and the ability to catch on to sports, and you do sports really well. These are special skills that people have that can potentially be lifelong, making many careers. So if you have a special skill or a talent that you can do really well, and you find that that skill or talent may have the potential of being a job, try to act on that skill and talent and make it into a career, but only if you want to. If you're okay with that skill or talent that you have to just be a skill or talent that you have, and you don't really find it or are interested in it for it to become a job or a potential career, then don't make it a job or a potential career. But if you're somebody who has a skill or a talent, you think that you might be able to make into a career, go for it. Do it. Try it out. You never know. The special talent or skill that you have might potentially make you millions of dollars, hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars. You never know unless you try. It's better than getting what we as a people in a society call a regular 9 to 5 job, where you're working for a company or somebody else and you're not really happy at that company or that job, and you're always thinking about the what ifs. What if I could have turned my special skill or my special talent into something that could have made me money? So if you have a special skill or a special talent and you want to see if you could potentially turn it into a career, go for it. Do it. You never know until you try. If you fail, you fail. But I find, and I think a lot of other people find as well, it's better to try something out and fail than not trying it at all and thinking about the what ifs. What if I could have tried this? What if I tried this and it worked out? You don't want to have a lot of what ifs and doubts in your mind, especially when it comes to something that you're really passionate about or interested about. It's time for life hack number 19. The previous life hack was number 18. Now it's time for number 19. Don't tell people your plans or ideas about things, especially if you want to act on those plans or ideas, unless you really trust those people. We as people find that other people sometimes copycat off of others. Well, a lot of times people copycat off of others. And if you have a dream or an idea or a goal that you really want to do with your life and you tell it to other people, you don't know. Those people might act on it as well without you even knowing, and they might copycat off of you, and they might even potentially make the dream that you have for yourself a reality for themselves, especially if you're not able to make that dream a reality for yourself. And what does that leave you? Nothing and nowhere fast. Do not tell people your ideas or goals or dreams unless you really trust those people. I'm talking about people who you trust with your life. People that you know always have your back, always have your best intentions at heart, and want nothing but the best for you and want to always support you in what you're doing. If you don't find that the people that you know are those types of people, don't tell them your dreams, your goals, or your ideas, because there might be somebody listening that wants to copycat off of you, and they'll take your idea, steal your idea potentially, and make it into a potential reality for themselves and leave you hanging in the dust. Please be careful when it comes to telling people your dreams, your goals, and your ideas, and better to not tell them at all. Shh. Life hack number 20. Oh my gosh, everyone, we are on number 20 of life hacks. Let's keep going. Life hack number 20. Don't talk about information that could be labeled as TMI, too much information, on the internet or social media. Don't post anything on social media or the internet that you think you'll regret later. So I feel like those could be two separate life hacks, but I'm going to combine them into one because they're so similar. Please don't share so much TMI information on the internet, everyone. I'm talking about things like when you first was intimate with somebody. I'm talking about other things like the first time I got into a fight with somebody. Other things like my situation with my significant others or family drama, things of that nature. That's kind of a little bit of too much information, don't you think? You don't want your personal private business all out into the open about things that are about you, where other people are finding out about it through the information that they watch on the internet and social media, and they've never even met you in real life before and probably will never even meet you in real life. When it comes to sharing information on the internet and social media, please be careful. Please have a gift of discernment about choosing what to share on the internet and social media and what not to share. You don't know who's listening, and you don't know who might use the information that you're sharing about yourself or about other people that you know against you in some kind of way. So please be careful when sharing information on social media and on the internet. You don't want to regret sharing anything that you have said that people might use against you or might at the least ridicule you for. So please be careful. Life hack number 21. Be more of a listener than a talker. I'm sure that everybody watching can agree with me on somebody who talks a lot all the time can get very annoying. You want to be more of a listener, in my opinion, than a talker, because when you're listening, you're finding out more information versus when you're talking, you're not really listening to any information at all. You're trying to get what your ideas and your opinions and your thoughts out into the open when you're talking. Versus when you're listening to other people talk and listening to what they're saying. And that's how you genuinely find out information about things and about even a person that you're talking to or is conversing with. So, being more of a listener than a talker allows you, in my opinion, to observe more and to learn more. It makes you aware about the people or the places or the things that you're surrounded by or that you're trying to get yourself involved with. Life hack 23. Life hack 23. Define what success means to you. For everybody, success is different. I find that we as people, we often think of success as somebody who's rich, somebody who's famous, somebody who has a lot of acclamations or accommodations on social media or in their life in general. And it might not even be that for you. Define what your success is for you. It may be being rich, being famous, having a lot of accomplishments tied to your name. Or it might be just you being successful with your life wherever that may be. You having the job that you wanted. You having a job at all. You know that your family is safe and happy and well taken care of, and everybody's getting along with each other, and we have those 5-way calls on the telephone talking to each other about the family get-togethers. Whatever success is for you, please let yourself define it. Your success may be defined as something that you're doing on your own, not even with a group of people like your family or your friends, or a group of people like co-workers, or being with people in a company. Whatever you define as success, that is what your success is to you. This leads me into life hack number 24. Never let anyone downplay your struggles or success just because it might be less significant or impactful than what people think of as a struggle or a success. Never let anybody downplay the struggles in your life or success in your life just because it might not be as significant as what they're going through, or might not be as significant as what we as people think a struggle or a success is. For instance, person A has lost their job and now is facing being homeless. Person B has lost their dog of over 15 years, and that dog was a family pet and very, very close to them. I see both of these struggles as impactful and significant because they are both impactful and significant to the person's life. Being homeless and losing your job is impactful and significant to person A. The family dog that they've had for so long dying is impactful and significant to person B. They're both struggles, and I feel like we as people need to understand that everybody goes through their own set of life challenges. Just because somebody else's life challenge may not be as hard as yours doesn't mean that it's not hard on them at all. Everybody has their own struggles and challenges in their life. And that same goes with success. Person A finally got that job promotion that they wanted so long. Person B has finally learned how to cook that new recipe that they've been trying to so long. Both of these are successes. Just because person B's success might seem like a little bit more or less significant or littler than person A's success, that doesn't mean that that's not a success. I feel that when we as people acknowledge each other's success and struggles, that helps us learn more about each other. It also helps us learn how to be more empathetic and sympathetic to each other, because everyone's going through something, and there's more people than not that has something that they're trying to achieve in their life, and that's something that they really want to do with their life. Life hack number 25. Life hack number 25. Okay. Don't let your inner childlike spirit die. I find that when we as people turn of an adult age, we kind of lose that inner childlike spirit that we have when we were kids. Of course, you're not a kid anymore, but just because you're an adult doesn't mean that you have to be serious and boring all the time. I find that people who have like an inner childlike spirit within them, where they're like quacky and quirky and quirky and quirky. It's quirky. It's quirky. People who have this silly, funny, quirky essence about them and they're adults usually have more fun than people who are always serious and boring all the time. Having a childlike spirit in you kind of keeps yourself living, like more lively. People who are boring and serious all the time, I feel like are always so miserable. Now, they might not be miserable. That's just my personal take on it. They might not be miserable. Just because somebody is boring and serious all the time might not mean that they're miserable. They might be happy. But I feel like people who are funny and silly and always joking and are always quirky, even though they also know how to be serious as well, I feel like those type of people who have the goofies know how to really live and be more lively in their lives and know how to find kind of like the good optimist things about life, versus somebody who's serious and boring all the time, where they might see optimism as well, but it's not as much as somebody who has an inner childlike spirit. So don't let your inner childlike spirit die. If you like watching cartoons, watch cartoons. If you like eating that triple chocolate ice cream sundae with sprinkles and vanilla syrup or chocolate syrup all over it and a bunch of gummy bears all over it, do it. That's something that keeps your life fun. When you do things that you would think children would do, but it's keeping yourself fun and keeping yourself more energetic. I find that people with childlike spirits are also energetic. So keep yourself energetic. Keep yourself wondering more. Keep yourself in a happy, optimistic mood. Don't let somebody make fun of you just because you like childlike things. If you're somebody who likes childlike things and it's not hurting anybody, go ahead and do it. Like, just let yourself have fun. Let yourself have fun, everyone. Hack number 26. Oh my gosh, we're almost there, everybody. This is life hack number 26. Let's see. I want to see how many I have left to do. Let's see. 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. I have 32 life hacks. And I think I'm on life hack number 26. Yes, life hack number 26. Let's do it. Okay, life hack number 26 is be self-aware and aware about the world. Don't just live in your own personal bubble. Know how to vet, discern people, who's your friend and who's not. Okay, so the first part of this is to be self-aware about the world and yourself. I don't really know how to explain number 26, life hack 26, but I would just say please be aware about the world around you and also being aware about yourself. Don't just live in a personal bubble where you feel like the whole world revolves around you, because it doesn't. It doesn't really revolve around anyone except for God himself. Now, other people live in the world just like you do. Other people are going through things just like you're going through. Don't be so self-righteous if you're somebody who's self-righteous. Don't be so self-entitled if you're somebody who's self-entitled. Hopefully you're not. I know you're not. I know you are not. So I don't know why I even said that, because I know you're not self-righteous and I know you're not self-entitled. Please do not brag about yourself all the time. Please do not boast about yourself all the time. People don't like that. People find people like that annoying. It's good to brag about something, especially if you've accomplished something that you've been really trying to accomplish, but don't brag about your life or yourself all the time. Nobody really wants to hear that, especially if they're not in a position where you're in and they're still trying to get to where they want to be. Nobody likes somebody who boasts about their life or, oh, look at me, look at what I can do all the time. Also, know how to vet and discern people. This is how I feel what ties into being self-aware, aware of yourself. Know who's your friend and know who's not your friend. Know who has your back, is in your corner trying to support you, and know who's just around in order to find out more about you in order to use it to their advantage. There are people like that. When it comes to people who are going to be in your circle, whether it's your friends, sometimes even your family, whether it's a significant other, please make sure to know how to vet people. Know about them, listen to how they talk, how they speak, how they do things. And if it doesn't really align to what you're looking for in terms of people who are in your corner, don't be with them at all. Cut them off. It's time to find somebody new. Life hack number 27. When it comes to the people you care about, the little things about them and the little things you do for them matter. Yes, everybody. Sometimes it doesn't take a whole bunch of extravagant things to tell somebody that you care about them. Sometimes just the little things that you do matter. Like, for instance, getting them food and they forgot their lunch, or getting something done for them that they might have not been able to do because they have such a busy schedule at hand. When it comes to people that you care about, the little things do matter, because it shows that even when it comes to these little things that you wouldn't think matter, I'm still here for you and I still want to be here for you. And also, when it comes to people that you don't know, if you have the power to help somebody, I would say go ahead and help them. People do appreciate somebody who helps them in a rough patch or a rough time, even if you don't know them. Now, please do be careful. If you find yourself trying to help somebody that you don't know and they're giving off kind of weird, ulterior motive, sneaky, kind of not good, funny feeling vibes, then I wouldn't help them. But if you can feel, or if you have vetted and you can tell that yes, this person does generally need some help, I might not know who they are, but I can tell that they need some help and I want to be there to help them, go ahead and help them. It's always good to help somebody who's in a time of crisis and a time of need, especially if you're somebody who might have the resources or the skill or the ability to help them. Everybody often appreciates the help. Now, there are some people who you help that doesn't appreciate the help, and that's kind of bad and unfortunate. And I'm praying that if you do help somebody that you don't know, they will appreciate your help and your service that you're helping them with. I hope and I pray for that for you. Life hack 28, everyone. We are on life hack 28. We're almost there. We're almost there at the finish line. Okay. Sometimes the person who gets noticed is the person. Hold on. Am I reading that right? Sometimes the person who gets noticed the most is the person who's the quietest. Okay. Sometimes the person who gets noticed the most is the person who's the quietest. Let me try to explain that. Okay. Let's think back growing up when you're in school, right? Or even when you're at the job. Think about the person who's the quietest person at school or at work. Usually you're oftentimes noticing them, right? Because they hardly never talk, right? This is what I mean by that. Usually the person who's the most quietest is the person who gets oftentimes the most. A lot of people notice people who are quiet, aka quiet people, aka introverted people who are also quiet, because they don't really talk or they don't really say anything. They don't really put themselves out there in the open for other people to see. They're usually minding their own business and they're usually in a state of not wanting to be bothered. They're doing what they're doing on their own terms, and you as a person, as an outsider looking in. You don't really know what they're thinking, what they're feeling, what they're doing, and you may be curious and wondering what they are doing or thinking or feeling. This is what I'm talking about. As somebody who's an introvert myself, I oftentimes am just doing my own thing and minding my own business. And sometimes I find that maybe there is somebody who I work with or who I was with at school that might be curious to knowing more about me, in terms of kind of knowing more of me and knowing what I would do before I do it. I know that sounds complicated, but think about somebody who's always talking, because you can kind of predict how the person who's always talking is kind of going to go about it. Now, of course, we as people aren't mind readers. We don't know what anybody is capable of, their thoughts, their body actions. We don't know what anybody is capable of as people because we're not in somebody else's mind. But when it comes to somebody who's always talking, you kind of think to yourself in a predictable way, oh, I kind of feel like I might, in a way, know what they're about to do because they're always talking about it and they're always talking about their life out in the open to everybody, versus somebody who's quiet where they're not saying anything at all about their life. And you kind of can't really predict them. You kind of can't really expect what they're going to do. Expect the unexpected when it comes to somebody who's quiet or who's the quietest in the room. So that's what I mean when I say sometimes the person who's the most quietest is the person who often gets noticed the most. Somebody who's often quiet all the time sometimes gets noticed by other people because other people want to kind of know what they are doing in their lives, but they're never really sharing what they're doing at all. Life hack 29. Having money in emergency savings. Have money in an emergency savings account, everybody. Please have some money in your emergency savings account. You never know when life happens, when an emergency happens, when a life catastrophic event might happen, when a national disaster in the place that you live happens. You never know. Please have some money in your emergency life savings and an emergency savings of some kind. So if you need to use that money quick, fast, and in a hurry, or you need to go and get out of where you're living at because of a catastrophic event, you have some money that you can use. Please have money in an emergency savings fund. Please. Life hack 30. This is life hack 30. Don't get caught up in buying a bunch of things that you see on the internet or social media, or even when you're regularly shopping at a store. I know it's tempting that when you go shop at a store or when you go shopping on the internet or social media like TikTok shop, buying a lot of stuff can be tempting because you see it, you want it, you think it looks cool, you really want to buy it, and most of the times you end up buying it. Trust me, I am somebody who has done that before, where I see stuff on Amazon and I think to myself, oh, I have to have it, I really want it, and I end up buying it, even if it just being one thing. But please try to control yourself, everyone. Don't buy something just because you see it, because you may not even need it. And there you go buying it, and you're wasting your hard-earned money on something that you may not even need or may not even be useful to you. You may end up buying it, getting it, and then a few hours or a few days later or a few weeks later, you're not even interested in it anymore. So please do not buy something just because it looks cute, it looks pretty, it looks cool. You think to yourself, oh, you have to have it, because chances are you might not even need it in your life at all. You're just buying it because you see it. But if you find yourself buying it and you end up using it for a long time and you really like it, that's cool too. Life hack 31. Have some ready-to-eat meals if you're going on a distance away from your house where you feel there won't be any restaurants near you. This kind of goes with the life hack that I talked about when it comes having a travel bag with snacks that you bring from home. But yes, everyone, please have some ready-to-eat meals with you just in case you find yourself going on a long distance trip where there might not be a bunch of restaurants around you and there you are not having anything to eat. Now, this goes for traveling that I say, like camping. Let's say you're going fishing, you're going camping. You may go to like a national park, places where there's not really a bunch of restaurants around. Now, of course, we live in a society where there's usually always going to be some restaurant around a trip that you go on, even if it's the local McDonald's. But just in case, always pack a ready to eat meal with you on a trip, especially a long distance trip. You don't want to have nothing that you can eat around you or not with you, and there you are stranded, or not even stranded, but you're gonna have to turn back in your car or however you went to transport yourself to your distance trip because you don't have anything to eat with you. Please pack a ready to eat meal or meals with you just in case. Better to be safe than sorry. Lastly, everybody, we finally made it. Life hack 32. We made it. We did it. We did it. Yes, we made it. This is the last life hack. Life hack 32. Don't take on a job that you know you can't handle just for money. Okay, I feel like this might be the biggest life hack as far as all the life hacks that I've explained so far, with the exception of trusting in God. Please, please, please do not take on a job that you know that you will struggle with just because you need it for the money. The only time that I would make an exception to this is if this is the only job that you can get so far, or if you already do have a job, but that job just isn't making enough for you. If you have a job where you're making enough money in a sense, and you don't really need this potential job that you're trying to apply for, you're just trying to apply for it to just make some extra coins on the side, but you know that you might struggle with this job because it's not your expertise, it's not your skill set, please don't take that job. I'm begging you, please do not take that job. If you find yourself being in a situation where you can wait just a little bit longer to get a job on the side to make extra coins, but you have a job that's making enough funds for you right now, in terms of you can pay your bills, you can help feed your family, you're providing for your family, don't take that job that you know you're going to struggle in, especially since you already have a job where you're making enough to sustain yourself. I would rather somebody to wait to get a job that they know that they will be able to do and apply for that job on the side than apply for a job on the side that they know that they're going to struggle with, but they're trying to get that just to make a few extra coins on the side. Because you don't know that if you potentially apply for that job that you'll struggle with trying to make some extra coins on the side, and then you potentially do get the job, let's say, and that you're now doing the job, but now you're struggling with it. As I said, you're having a hard time with it, you don't understand what you're doing, you just want to get out of it now that weeks and months have gone by, but now you're facing the terms of you're not able to get out of that job or quit that job as soon as you thought you could. You're having a roller coaster of a ride trying to maintain that job because you applied for it, rather than just waiting for a job that you knew that you had the skills to do, that you could apply for to make those extra coins and bucks on the side. Once again, unless you are having to have that job that you're struggling with because there's no other job for you to apply for, or there's no other job that you can get, or the other job that you have that's your main job just isn't making enough for you. Those are the only two exceptions to this life hack that I'm saying. Please be careful out there, everybody. Please be safe and careful when it comes to your mental health, when it comes to the things that you can handle, because you do not want your mental health deteriorating, and you don't want yourself getting overwhelmed with things that you can't really handle just because you're trying to make a few extra coins. Please be careful. Your mental health is important just as your physical health is important, everybody. And sometimes we as people find that when our mental health starts to deteriorate and when our emotional health starts to deteriorate, our physical health starts to deteriorate then. Please be safe and be careful, everyone. So, everyone, how did I do? How did I do with these underrated life hacks? Do you think that these underrated life hacks would be useful? Do you think that they could help you in some kind of way? Do you think that I was just spouting out gibberish for a whole hour and a half? I'm gonna have to see how long this video is. I feel like this video is gonna be a long video. But what do you think? Do you agree with what I said are these life hacks? Do you disagree with me? Please let me know in the comments what you feel. Feel free to say a life hack that I didn't say that you think is an underrated life hack and that you think might be important for other people to know. Also, please be respectful, everyone. There may be somebody in the comments that might not agree with you, but please don't be rude or disrespectful to them. I hope that this video could be a safe space where people share their life hacks of survival without getting mad or yelling or being disrespectful to each other. I don't want this to be a place where people are being rude or disrespectful. I wanted this video to hopefully be a place where people can say their opinions about life hacks for survival. And even if we agree or disagree with each other, everybody can respect each other's opinion. So with that being said, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you're doing everything that you can in order to survive. I hope that peace remains in your life. I hope that blessings and gifts from God remains in your life. And I hope that positivity remains in your life as well. I hope you have an amazing day, morning, afternoon, night, whenever you're watching this video. And please stay safe out there.